Hello, my name's Charlie Nicklin. This is the final video in our 5-part series on achieving professional registration. You can see a full breakdown of the content of each video at the start of video 1, along with an overview of the whole process. In this final video, I'll cover that all-important professional review interview, which is the last step in the process. So how do you prepare for the professional review interview, or PRI as we call it? Well, let's take a look. The PRI is the final step in the process of becoming a chartered or an incorporated engineer, and in some circumstances for EngTech as well. The PRI is very important, as it's from this that our assessors will make their recommendation to the membership committee. You'll know from the previous videos what you need to complete before the interview stage, so I won't cover those stages. We'll split the process out into the practicalities of the interview, for example the format, the timing and the location. We'll then talk about what you should expect from the assessors and, more importantly, what they'll expect from you. So we'll start with the mechanics of the PRI. Once the membership committee have reviewed and accepted your competency statement at the bi-monthly meeting, we'll contact you to arrange your interview. At IAgrE, we're happy to conduct the interview in person, or it can be done online. For in-person PRIs, our preference is to conduct them at our headquarters at Cranfield in Bedford. However, we can do them at your place of work or any other mutually agreeable location. Doing the interview face-to-face probably makes for a more enjoyable experience, as these things are often more pleasant in person. If you'd prefer a virtual meeting, we have absolutely no issue in conducting interviews via the likes of Zoom or Teams. We would ask you to prove your identity to us via a passport or driver's licence, and we would need to see you on screen during the interview. Going for the online option is probably going to be quicker to arrange, as there is of course no travelling time to worry about, and diaries are probably more flexible. The choice is very much yours. As far as the time and date goes, we'll need to allow everybody's diaries to align, and you will also need time to prepare. As far as the format goes, the PRI is very similar to a formal job interview. There will be 2 assessors who are very likely to have been the ones that have reviewed your CV and competency statement in your original application. Occasionally there is an observer from the Engineering Council. If there is, they're there for auditing us, not you. The process lasts for around 60 to 90 minutes. IAgrE prides itself on being a friendly, personable organisation and is welcoming to all. So if there are any special requirements you need, then please do ask before the interview is arranged. Now the important bit, the actual interview. There are a couple of documents available on our website called Guidance Note G10 and 10A, which take you through the PRI process. It's worth having a good read of these. If you know other people who have been through the process or have a mentor, have a chat with them. You can always speak to us here at IAgrE. We're always happy to advise. As with a job interview, you would take time to prepare. You've already done the hard work, which is providing all the information to us, such as your competency statement, where you will have likely drawn from various projects you've been involved with. For the interview, what we're expecting is for you to choose some of this work to talk about in more detail. It's essential you bring with you some of the evidence of your work, which could be things like design reports, calculations, drawings and photographs. All these things will remain confidential and will remain in your possession. When taking the assessors through a project, it will more than likely cover a number of different competencies. For example, engineering knowledge, communication, ethics, etc. Guidance Note G10 shows a few examples and tips on how to do this. Don't try to be too narrow or job specific, as registration requires a breadth of experience and the ability to transfer capability from one area to another. There is no requirement for a formal presentation. However, using something like PowerPoint is a great way of structuring your interview and communicating information. And of course, if you're doing the PRI virtually, then you'll need to be able to show the evidence digitally by screen sharing anyway. If you have information that's difficult to show on screen, you can always email that to us beforehand. You will know from our documents and UK spec that there are 5 key competences shown behind me, each with further detail about what is expected for the different registration levels. What our assessors will be looking for is how you can evidence that you meet each of the key words in the competencies. As an example, an environmental impact assessment might be presented as part of a technical aspect of a project for competency A1 and 2, but it should also provide evidence for some of the communication aspects of D1 and D2, and environmentally and sustainability aspects of E3. If some new learning was required in the project, there will be evidence which can be used for E4 relating to CPD. It's unlikely one specific project will meet all the competencies, so you will need to choose a number of different projects to cover the breadth for registration. At the end of the interview, you won't be told the decision, as the assessors need to make their recommendations to the membership committee. In receipt of all the assessments and documentation, the committee makes their decision and you'll be notified soon after. We of course want you to be successful in the process, so we wouldn't let anyone enter into it unless we thought they were at the required level. As I've mentioned in the previous videos, the committee meet every 2 months, so the process will take 3 to 4 months. So that's the professional review interview. If you have any questions, then get in touch with us at membership@IAgrE.org or give us a call on 01234 750 876. Good luck with your registration. It's very much worth the effort and it's a real personal career milestone. Thank you. Bye-bye.